I could have a roll call, please?
Sure. Debbie Brady? Here. John Chartier?
Here.
Marion Boyer? Here. Bob Eisinger? Luna? Here. Kevin McClellan?
Here.
Diane Salter?
Here.
Dr. Outlaw?
Here.
Jan Meek? Here. Dr. Schmidt?
Here.
Julie Harris? Here. And Savannah Wilson?
Okay, welcome, and let's all stand for pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, first up is our high school student report. Welcome.
Okay, hi, I'm Zoe Harris, and this is actually Lexi Tiberian. Savannah couldn't make it today, she was sick today. So we had a few things to update you on that are coming from the high school, so take a second to do that.
Is it on the side?
Okay. So first off, for student council, one of the things we've been trying to do this year is revisit our leadership curriculum because we've kind of gotten away from that. So as you can see the three pictures on there, we talk about autocratic, democratic, and laissez-faire leadership. Those are three different leadership styles, and we've been focusing more on trying to make ourselves more diverse in those leadership styles and practicing all of them and becoming better leaders ourselves. Another thing that's going on right now is we're preparing for homecoming, so that includes the dance, the parade, the court elections, the PEP assembly, and Spirit Week, and all those committees are busy planning right now. Spirit Week's coming up next week, and that's Monday's Mixed Match Day, Tuesday's Black and White Day, Wednesday's Class Color Day, Thursday is Superhero and Villain Day, and the Friday is Always Blue and White Day, and that's because our theme is superheroes. Other than that, we're starting to become more involved in community service as well. I'm in contact with a person who's been giving me more community service that involves us in Ortonville. Our goal for community service is total 300 council hours together for the semester. We've already started on that, and we have a good roll going with it. And then the other thing that we wanted to talk about were FML meetings, because we do have some coming up, and those are really nice for us to go to because we see other councils, we see what they do, they teach us stuff, and we do community service with them while we're there, and we learn about their community service options to maybe bring it to us. We have a few that we would be attending coming up, and then we also have one planned to host on December 14th. Those are a big deal to us because we get to learn more about what other councils are doing within the FML League, and that's basically it.
Some of the other things going on in high school have to do with sports. Our current seasons right now are volleyball, cheer, football, cross country, boys soccer, girls golf, boys tennis, and girls swim. For football, right now we're at a good record right now, 3-1. The game at Atwood Stadium, won against Fenton. The first responders game against Goodrich was the hit. We raised $4,000 for the scholarship, and it had a viral impact. Schools in New York, other states are trying to replicate something like what we did. The girls golf is the league victory versus Clio, and the boys tennis has the league victory versus Curzon. Some of the other clubs going on right now in high school is the Link Crew. They kind of try to help the freshmen feel more welcome with the freshman orientation. Well, 85% of our freshmen attended. NHS is in the process of planning induction. Powder Puff game is September 24th, coming up next week. Class officers planning the floats for the homecoming parade, and the senior class officers planning a cookout before the Powder Puff game next week.
So other than that, that's basically what's happening at the high school right now, and we'll have more updates later.
I have to say, very well done. This is the most organized high school report we've ever done. Okay, next
we got the superintendent's report. Okay, I'm going to pass off directly to Dan Stevens, who is going to talk about our National Bridge Competition competitors.
Please. As everybody knows, we have a tremendous STEM program at Brandon High School. We have 3 young ladies here who are part of that program who last year, towards the end of the year, got the opportunity to enter a bridge competition and do well and go all the way to nationals for this competition as freshmen. So I'm going to turn it over to them so they can talk to you a little bit about, what this competition is all about, what goes into it, the amount of work that they put in. When I was at school, I was there many a nights, 5, 6, 7 o'clock, and if I walked down the hallway, I still saw these ladies here working on that. So tremendous job by them. I'm going to turn it over to them to tell you a little bit about what this opportunity was all about.
Thank you. So first we want to thank you guys for supporting the STEM program, because without that we for sure would have never had this opportunity. So to give you a little overview, freshman year the big project is to go to the NDOT track bridge competition, as I said. So we actually built 3 bridges over the year that kind of went with the challenge, which was to design a bridge using Bentley PowerDraft and then construct that bridge and then write a roughly 40-page proposal to submit to the state and national competitions, and that's what it's based off of to get in. And then also put together a little presentation to kind of summarize that proposal that you give at each competition. So like I said, we built 3 bridges. The first one was just a prototype, so we used that to gather data to compare with our classmates and make a better bridge for States. States was in Grand Rapids, and we got to present in front of a lot of NDOT engineers, so that was a good opportunity. Your score is based off of your strength to weight ratio of your bridge, and then also your score on your presentation, so that put together is what gives you your place. And then after States, we had 1 month to build our Nationals Bridge, which was held in Tennessee. And we were there for 4 days. We went to a lot of field trips that gave us opportunity to explore civil engineering a lot more. And then it was actually hosted during one of the Department of Transportation's conferences nationwide. So we got to meet a lot of DOT professionals and actually got a lot of their business cards, so that could be helpful for the future. I was an honor because we were one of 6 teams that were invited to go to the competition across the whole nation. So that's pretty much the whole thing.
It also taught us a lot of leadership skills and working together as a team, as well as trying out a field of career that we otherwise never would have thought of. So without the STEM program, we would have never had this opportunity.
And I would say it's very helpful to actually get that experience, because it's more realistic of what a real job and project would be. You always do school projects, but it's nothing like this, nothing to that extent. I just feel it was good to have that opportunity to do something more professional.
I apologize because I forgot to say their names. So Emma Martin, Ellen Miller, and Krista Spencer. Just very proud to have these young ladies as students.
Where's the pictures of your models?
All right. Brandy is here. We'd like to present these on behalf of the school district for your excellent work on all these projects. I'd like to honor Krista Spencer. Thank you so much, Krista. Great, Krista. Thank you. Ella Miller. Thank you.
Congratulations, great job.
And Emma Martin. Congratulations, great work.
Great job.
Okay, thank you all very much. Appreciate it. Next up, I'd like to do some introductions of some of our new teachers. We had a special board meeting where we hired a few teachers to make sure that they were ready to go for day one. Wanted to have a chance for everybody to meet and talk with them a little bit. So I'm going to invite Diane Zidane up. She's going to introduce our new preschool and special education teachers.
Really challenged, vertically challenged. So I get to hire lots of great people every year, and so I'm excited. This year I have April Rudderbush and Elise Bobolts, and they are my 2 preschool teachers. They are teaching in the Preschool Academy this year in our full-day program. And then I have Jillian Keith, who is the new resource room teacher over at Oakwood Elementary. And I have one more, Jenny Zawatsky, and I'm not sure she's able to make it today. She does play lacrosse for a Detroit semi-pro team, so my guess is she's in
Rugby.
Oh, rugby. Oh, sorry. I knew it was one of those unique ones. Sorry. Rugby. Fix it. Thank you. So maybe you guys can introduce yourself and just say a little bit about joining our team.
Hi, I'm April Rudderbush. I graduated from Baker College in 2007, and since then I've worked in 2 wonderful districts teaching preschool for the past 10 years. But I'm excited to join the Brandon team and with Diane over at the Brandon Preschool. I love the small community feel and everybody working closely together as a team. So far, so good.
Where are you from originally?
Like where I grew up?
Yes.
Waterford, still there.
Okay, so very
Born and raised. Still there.
Oh, welcome.
Thank you.
Michigan or Michigan State?
Don't say it, just go ahead.
I have a family that went to Michigan State.
Okay, you're fired.
Hi, I'm Elise. I went to Oakland University with my elementary ed degree and my early childhood endorsement, so I am the new preschool teacher over at Brandon Preschool. I'm excited about this opportunity. The first 2 weeks have gone smoothly, so hopefully the rest of the year goes just as well. In Michigan, by the way.
Michigan, all right.
Yes.
I'm Michigan.
And where are you from originally?
Lake Orion.
Lake Orion. Oh,
Bel Air.
okay. And next.
I'm Jillian, and I graduated from Eastern Michigan in 2016. And go blue. So this is a great learning experience for me. I've been in 2 other schools. One was middle school. I was a resource room teacher in Montessori charter school. And the other school is elementary resource room teacher in Huron Valley Schools. And so I really enjoyed, echoing that small town community feel. And I'm really excited to be here.
And where are you from originally?
Waterford.
Congratulations.
Next, I would like Debbie Brower to come forward to introduce our new kindergarten teacher.
So I'm super excited to introduce Brittany Nikolai. She's our new kindergarten teacher, and I had the pleasure of bringing her here from Tennessee. She's originally from Clarkston, and she's excited to be back in town, and she's going to tell you a little bit about herself.
Hi, I'm Brittany. I'm super excited to be here. I am originally from Clarkston, but I've lived in Cotton, Ohio, and in Indiana, and then in Tennessee, and now I'm back. My parents are very happy. But yeah, my husband moved around a lot, so it was always our goal to get back here, so I was really excited, and even more excited to be up closer to where I was from. I'm living in Berkeley right now, so it's really nice to just be around people that I feel like it's home, so I'm really excited. Yeah.
Can I go to the bathroom?
Can you hold it?
Is that what you tell your little one?
I just asked that question.
Yeah. And finally, I have Mr. Stevens to come forward to introduce our new high school social studies teacher.
So we are excited at the high school to have a new English/social studies teacher teaching both English and economics for us. Really tough position to find out there. When I went coming across her resume, I was like, oh my gosh, I got to call her right now and get her in here because it was very, very impressive. And she was as impressive during the interview too. Katie Frisky.
He did call me. I was actually on my way to work at North Branch High School, so I have 12 years of experience teaching social studies and English and designing many of the curriculums there. I'm excited to be a Blackhawk, and my children are just as excited. I enrolled them at Harvey Swanson, so I'm meeting people everywhere. So far, my students have been, welcoming me with open arms, and it's been a great experience. And We've been working hard already, so I'm looking forward to being an asset if I can, and pushing the data and all that good stuff, and I'm a Michigan fan as well, so.
Okay, welcome.
I'm ready if you
Thank you.
We did really well this year. We hired some really strong teachers, quite a few with excellent experience that are hitting the ground running and really making a difference already. So we're really pleased with the work that was done by our principals and making sure that we got the best quality teachers. Last thing I just wanted to mention is on November 6th, we have our non-homestead millage. Started sharing some information with our families this last week. We'll be hearing more and more about this. This is a millage that is only on business and second properties. It does not apply in any way, form, or fashion to people's primary residence. It is a renewal of this. Every school district in the state of Michigan has one, but we need to renew it every 6 years. So we're going to be hearing more and more about this, but it represents a little over 10% of the Brandon's entire budget. So it is a very important piece of the puzzle. So that will be on November 6th, and we'll be hearing a lot about that over the next couple months. So thank you.
Okay, and then next on the agenda is public comments and questions on agenda business. Okay, I'm told there's none. Okay, next, can I have an approval of the consent agenda, please?
Move to approve the consent agenda as presented.
Support. Okay, all those in favor say yes?
Yes.
Yes. Anybody opposed? No. Yep. Oh, before we go any further, I forgot at the workshop, we are going to add an L action item, and it has to do with an IPA, which stands for Installment Purchase Agreement. So we have that written up, but that will be L like Lincoln as one of our action items. Okay, next we've got information and discussion items. Jan.
Yes, hello. Matt asked me to report on our projects that we're planning to do. So tonight the board will be voting on two financing sources, an energy bond for $2 million and an installment purchase agreement for $3 million. It's $5 million, and then we have a little over $800,000 from the sale of Fletcher and a little bit left from the Oakwood. So $5.8 million is what we'll be looking at to finance, again, it'll all be funded through the district's general fund to finance projects. And there are 6 RFPs that the board will be voting on tonight, including air conditioning and bathrooms and some other projects that are sorely needed in the district. And once, if those are approved tonight, then we will be going forward with the architect and getting the RFP process going. The goal is to have all of these projects completed next summer. So we're excited that we're going to be able to do some upgrades in the district.
Sounds good. And again, we discussed that earlier today. Very good job.
They're 5 very good. Thanks.
Anything else, Jan?
That's all.
Okay, education report, Dr. Dave Schmidt.
Absolutely.
Schmidt.
No, that's great. See if I can pick the right one here. Okay. I'm going to ask for my counterparts to come on up here as well. We appreciate the opportunity always to be up here talking about the status of education here in Brandon, because we know that this is why we do what we do. For our education update this month, we decided to bring the people here that are in the trenches every single day doing the work. I could stand up here and tell you what they tell me, but instead I figured I would just turn it over to them and let them tell you about all of the amazing work that is happening here in Brandon. I'm going to fly over there.
The side, put down right there.
I turned it off.
Oh, you turned it off.
No.
There we go. Thank you. The opening slide just kind of sets the stage for the work that we're doing this year. Really trying to align our focus from our pre-K babies all the way through our seniors in high school. Trying to make sure that all of our kids are charting the same direction. We want to have that common outcome, that common goal. I think it was addressed last month that we don't want surprises. We want to know where we're going all along the way. We're really trying to make sure that we're focusing on reaching every single child in their journey all the way through Brandon. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to our school leaders to talk through what we're doing. I've got a couple of representatives here to represent the elementary level. We've got Debbie Brower, who's going to represent both elementary schools. And then we got the Dan and Dave combo that are going to represent the secondary level for us today. All right?
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Okay, so I'm going to start with Harvey and Oakwood overview. As you can see these pictures right here, Coy Stewart from Oakwood and I are both really focusing this year on three main things: engaging students, keeping the expectations high for all students, staff, everyone involved, and students persevering and engaging in productive struggle. So that's kind of the theme throughout, and those are pictures of Harvey kids. Pretty much since like day 3, I've been going in classrooms and capturing examples of kids doing the work, persevering. These are some Oakwood snapshots. You can see students working hard, and not sure about that middle one. I think it's just showing that they're working as a team for their new climate and culture P2, which I'm going to talk to you about in just a second. For Harvey Swanson this year, our main focus is going to be to actively engage all students. And that means establishing that culture of learning where kids are persevering, taking ownership of their learning. And some of our strategies, we've had Positivity Project since last year, but we're going to continue with that, but we're adding a new component, the positive behavior intervention, anti-bullying, everything that has to do with positive climate in the building. Just having that be a big focus all the time so that our climate is a great place to be and learn. And then regular meetings, assemblies, time spent talking with students. I've been in all the classrooms doing that already, so I'm excited about that. Of course, we're going to continue with our student data meetings. And then really focusing on kids thinking, reflecting, explaining, justifying, deepening their understanding all the time through good questioning from teachers and staff. Oakwood. Pretty much the same focus, engaging students, that productive struggle, developing character. Oakwood just kicked off the P2 Positivity Project, so they are on board with that this year as well. And then basically expecting the best from students, that high quality expectation. They're engaging in a staff book study, thanks for the feedback, which gives them opportunity to talk about how to receive and give feedback, which is all about learning. And then they obviously are doing PBIS and P2 Positivity Project. P2 stands for Positivity Project, the 2 Ps. Continuing with student data meetings and protecting instructional time, really making sure every minute with our kids is time on task with instruction. So far, our success, I feel like some of the best things we've done so far is teachers have been gathering together, collaborate already. We have our student data meetings set. And then in June, we'll be looking at reflecting on our practice, increasing student achievement, obviously, in math and reading, and then students maintaining a year's worth of growth. Those will be our indicators of success. And Coy and I pretty much have the same indicators of success, except for she's going to be leading the P2 initiative this year. That's pretty much it for Oakwood and Harvey Swanson. Do you have any questions about
Coy
that?
Stewart is at home, very sick today. She
Yeah.
said, I'm coming in, and I'm looking to get us all sick. So please stay home and rest.
She
So
feels awful she's not
she
here.
was
But I hear-
willing to come.
I told her, I said, Coy, we have this. We talked about this. She and I did this together, and she's good, but she wanted to be here, so. Anyway, if you don't have questions, I'm going to pass it off.
So we're very lucky. The high school staff have been working together hand in hand with Mike Tucker at the middle school. We've been doing a lot of things together, strategizing and talking about which direction we're going and how we're going to get there. So the 3 of us have been really working hard. A few pictures, what have we been doing so far this school year? Everybody here has heard about our football game that we had in tribute to Officer Overall and the medical first responders in our community. What an amazing game that was. Brought the community together. Some of our posts on social media even went viral. So that was amazing. The middle picture here is our Link Crew orientation. Bringing all of our freshmen, as they said earlier, 85% of our freshmen attended that. So getting them into the building with our upperclassmen, with our juniors and seniors, a great thing for our kids. Brandon Middle School, Mike is unable to be here tonight. He put some pictures on here. I got to be honest with you, I'm not exactly sure. Looks like maybe the lunchroom here, but this is from Mike at the middle school. So Brandon Middle School and High School, working together, what are we doing as a staff and as an administrative team? This year's focus, and we have a lot of focuses, just like Debbie said, but our main focus is going to improve teacher instruction and student achievement. That encompasses many, many things. And so that overarching umbrella is going to lead us into many other things and how we're going to get there. So our strategies then to get there, to improve teaching and learning, we want to analyze the data and have our teachers analyze the data, look at it to improve in everything that we do, ultimately to be in the top 25%. Maximize instructional time while our experts, our teachers are in the classroom, so maximize that time that they're with our students. And then ultimately, our teachers, Dave, I, Mike, reflecting on everything that we're doing ultimately to become better. So our successes so far. Mr. White, did you want to talk about our successes?
I have no problem with it. So the big thing is increasing collaboration amongst our staff. So putting them into, in years past, we used to always say compartmentalize. So history be with history, English with English. We've changed everything up from the middle school and to the high school to where now we're by grade level. We're small enough now as a secondary unit where we can do that. So we have 6th grade teachers focusing on 6th grade students. 9th grade teachers focusing on 9th grade students. And so we're looking as a whole, hey, if we have struggling learners in our own classrooms, we're working as one big team to help those students individually come up with goals and hopefully improve their overall learning. We also have increased our walkthroughs. So Dan and I have already gone through every single teacher's classroom within the high school. I know Mike's been doing the same at the middle school. We've even gone into some classrooms multiple times to, once again, provide that feedback for staff in an effort to continue to grow. And we, as far as where we need to get to by June, and we know that we hopefully will get here when we've increased student achievement on local and state assessments. Just like Dan said, we want to make sure we're in that top 25. Big thing is we want to make sure for the high school, SAT is everything for us. We want to be at 10-10 is our big goal. That's where we know that our students have maximized their potential to be college-bound, college-ready. And then we also have evidence-based teacher observations and evaluations, using that evidence that we've had through data, as well as the data that they're using with each other to ultimately show that there has been great success amongst their practice, but also with the students that they are directly involved.
Any questions for the high school? Great. Have a great night.
I'll just sum it up and tell you what you probably already know. I said this last month, I'll say it again. The administrative team here is dynamic. I don't know how many times you heard them say, we are doing this, and collectively we're collaborating. The fact that we have schools pairing up and administrators working with administrators and teachers working with other teachers on the 3rd week of school already is extremely exciting. I'm also excited to know that they know where they're going. That idea of beginning with the end in mind, they already know what June is supposed to look like, so they can then build every single day to get there. They're measuring their successes every single day. We've been asking the question ad nauseum now, how do you know if it's been a good day or a bad day? And getting ourselves and our teachers in the practice of answering that question with data so they can align their instruction every single day to get us where we need to be is powerful. And kudos to these individuals and everybody that works in their building already. Any questions for anybody? Yes, sir?
You mentioned college bound. What about the kids that are college bound? What about the technical fields and things like that?
Yeah, great question. So we also have a big push as far as helping those students get to like OSTC for those technical trades. We've also been talking about ways to increase our CTE offerings, which is our career technology and engineering program, right within the high school itself for those students who are looking to go right into those trades or right up into the jobs instead of going to college after high school.
What kind of placement, kind of springboarding off of that, what kind of placement opportunities do we have through counseling or otherwise, I guess for lack of a better phrase, kind of career counseling, placement assistance, because those that are going to colleges will have that opportunity typically through their institutions, but I guess that may be left to us potentially for the group who's looking to enter their profession right out of the blocks.
One of the things that our counselors are currently doing, which is pretty exciting, and being a little smaller, our counselors are able to do this. Our counselors will be able to do every single senior one-on-one over the course of the next month. And so they sit down with them and they ask them, you know, what's your career look like? What is that? Is it college? Is it the workforce? Is it the military? And they sit down with each one of them and start a plan right there. And that's going on right now. I think they actually started meeting with seniors today.
That's fantastic. Do we have relationships with industry, stakeholders in industry where we can reach out and be that hub?
So that's why OSTC is so great for students that are looking for. So
that's where that lies?
OSTC has the connections you would not believe that Oakland County has invested so many resources in that. So that OSTC program, if you're looking for a non-traditional pathway, not going to college,
right.
They have such a huge network. They're placing students in internships and jobs. And students are walking directly out of the OSTC program into high-paying jobs. And so that is a fabulous program for students that are looking at the CTE side of things.
What if they're not in that program?
So if they're not in that program, then it comes back to our staff, which would be the counselors,
right.
Looking at English, things like military and things like that. But if our students are serious about a career in the technical area, they really should be in OSTC. Right. That should be a high priority. I know that they've made it a high priority with visits with the students and everything our counselors have. If you want to go that route, they really should go in that program because it's the best program in the area if you're going to that.
And we do have about 100 students currently in the program. Yes. Yeah. We have a few that go down to the one in Pontiac as well for cosmetology and that kind of thing.
I remember last year they did do a presentation to students. That was really impressive, very impressive.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
So, anybody else? Questions?
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay, next we got our action items. Can I get an approval for the 8th grade out-of-state trip to Washington, D.C.?
Move that we approve the 8th grade out-of-state trip to Washington, D.C. as presented.
Support.
Okay, that'll be October, when is that?
16th through 21st, 2019.
Okay, any discussion?
This is the annual trip. It's just cut flight. We just changed the year. Enter shot. This by doing it so early like this allows him to do a little bit of recruiting. It's an amazing trip, and they've been doing it for quite a few years.
And they get to work on the fundraising if they do it. That's
By doing it
another
early, it helps them out a lot.
Okay, all those in favor say yes?
Yes.
Yes. Anybody opposed say no? Motion passes. Could I have a motion for the approval of the energy bond resolution?
Move that the Brandon Board of Education approve the energy bond resolution as presented.
Support.
Okay, any discussion?
This is something that we've talked about at our work sessions for the last several months. These are specific to projects that increase energy efficiency in the district. The next several items will be things such as LED lighting and things that are going to reduce our energy costs significantly. We feel that this energy bond is going to be paid for by our reductions in our energy cost each year.
We discussed those earlier this evening.
Yep.
Okay, all those in favor say yes?
Yes.
Yes. Any opposed say no? Motion passes. Approval for the request for the restroom renovations at the high school in Harvey Swanson. For a motion, please.
I move the Brandon Board of Education approve to issue an RFP for restroom renovations at Brandon High School and Harvey Swanson Elementary as presented.
Second.
Okay, discussion.
The next two restrooms and the one after that are both paid for out of the proceeds from the Fletcher project, or Fletcher sale.
All those in favor say yes?
Yes.
All those opposed say no. Motion passes. Okay, approval for an RFP for air conditioning in Harvey Swanson.
Move the Brandon Board of Education approve to issue an RFP for air conditioning at Harvey Swanson Elementary as presented.
Second.
Okay, any discussion?
It's long overdue, and again, it's paid for out of Fletcher proceeds.
Okay, all those in favor say yes?
Yes.
Yes. Opposed say no. Motion passes. Approval for an RFP for a cooling tower at the Brandon Middle School.
Move the Brandon Board of Education approve to issue an RFP for the cooling tower at Brandon Middle School as presented.
All right. Any discussion?
from the energy bond, absolute necessary project. It's been on our list for 2 years.
Okay, all those in favor say yes.
Yes.
Opposed, say no. Motion passes. Approval for events in 5 classrooms at the Brandon High School.
Move that the Brandon Board of Education approve to issue an RFP for Brandon High School events in 5 classrooms as presented.
Okay, discussion.
Energy bond, and this is connected to air conditioning, first floor high school.
Okay. All those in favor say yes.
Yes.
Opposed, say no. Okay, motion passes. Now an approval for an RFP for roof work at the middle school, high school, and Oakwood. Could I have a motion?
Move the Brandon Board of Education approve to issue an RFP for roof work at the middle school, high school, and Oakwood as presented.
Support.
Okay, discussion.
Energy bond project.
All those in favor say yes.
Yes.
Opposed, say no. Motion passes. Could I get an approval for an RFP for the payback efficiency work?
Move that the Brandon Board of Education approve to issue an RFP for HVAC efficiency work as presented.
Support.
Okay, discussion.
HVAC, this is calibration. This is for teachers where one teacher would have a classroom where it's 60 degrees, and the next room over is 80 degrees, and from the district side it says it's 70. This is extremely costly for the school district, so the HVAC efficiency will save a considerable amount of money. Again, it's an energy bond project.
Okay. All those in favor say yes.
Yes.
Opposed, say no. Motion passes. An approval to change order to adjust the cost of well drilling.
Move the Brandon Board of Education approve the change order for the cost of the well drilling due to unknown conditions in the amount of $385.20 as presented.
Support.
Okay, discussion.
The next 3 are all part of, we had replaced the middle school well, and there were some additional things that we had to do because of the request of the health department, and we talked about those at the work session as well.
And we think most of this may come out of the Fletcher money too.
Correct.
Okay. Okay, all those in favor say yes. Yes. Opposed, say no. Motion passes. Could I get an approval of change order to replace concrete sidewalk?
Move that the Brandon Board of Education approve the change order for the cost to replace concrete sidewalk due to unknown condition in the amount of $6,250 as presented.
Second.
Okay, discussion. Again, okay, all those in favor say yes.
Yes.
Opposed, say no. Motion passes. Could I get an approval of change order for the east well pumps motors?
Move the Brandon Board of Education approve the change order for the cost due to health department requirements in the amount of $19,320 as presented.
Okay, discussion.
Again, health department is basically mandating compliance. We'll talk about this in the work session.
Okay, all those in favor say yes.
Yes.
Opposed, say no. Motion passes. Could I get a motion, please, for an IPA for high school repairs?
Move to the Brandon Board of Education to approve the request for an RFP for projects listed for the high school repairs to be paid by an installment purchase agreement, IPA, as presented, not to exceed $3 million with a 15-year repayment installment purchase agreement. Support.
Okay, discussion.
Talked about this. This was a request of the board to add this agenda item this month. An installment purchase agreement is equivalent to a home equity loan, is what I describe it as. And these are the projects that need to be done in the district. We do not have a sinking fund like many other districts, so we're trying to get creative. We're trying to find ways to take care of our buildings and new ways. And so the installment purchase agreement is a way for us to take this home equity loan, so to say. And our target projects are high school ceiling repair. Ceiling tiles were in from 1982 or 83, very old, they need to be replaced. The high school floor will be refinished, doing epoxy walls at the high school, painting lockers, finish the carpet on the second floor and doing air conditioning at the high school for the rest of the building. So $3 million into the high school. Again, overdue, much needed, and yes.
I have a question just from getting our team moving forward on this and waiting for consideration at the next meeting, trying to think, to get the facts and information. Do we need to go through and authorize seeking an RFP for each of those projects?
That's what this proposal is giving us.
That
proposal
this
as
will do it,
presented.
even though we...
And then the bids will all come back for a vote. Each one of, every one of them.
Okay, I didn't know if they needed to be
For
set
the
out
ceiling
technically.
repair, they would go out and they would do specs for it, and then they would come back and say, this is what we have. Do you approve of this or not?
That would be the contract, to approve the actual
Right.
contract.
I'm good with it. I just wanted to make sure procedurally we didn't have a misstep that didn't allow the team to move forward. That's
I
all.
did want to mention, I was sitting here, if we were planning on doing this next month, we probably will need to come back with an official resolution from the attorney next month.
Yeah, that's
Just like the energy bond. But this at least gives us,
Starts the
just
process.
jogging to the timing of everything, but I just wanted, there will be an official resolution, I'm sure.
And as we talked in the workshop, the reason we're doing it this early is because to line up these people for next summer, you've got to do that now. If not, they either charge more or we can't find anybody.
It takes the architect a month or 6 weeks to get the specs together, and then you put it on the street, and that's another month. So we're looking at December or January to get contracts approved, starting, yeah.
If I may, what exactly does your motion state?
If we can go, it says, hang on,
Get the RFPs.
issue an RFP for projects listed for the high school repairs to be paid for under the installment plan.
Okay, so our motion is to get RFPs for the projects that Dr. Outlaw listed a moment ago that we intend to pay for with an installment purchase agreement.
Right. So the motion includes, the request for the motion includes the list identified, but my understanding is that we're not necessarily, if we were to decide to shift priorities after discussion, that we would not be locked into those particular projects, right?
I would not agree with you.
Well, as,
Because he listed.
that's what I'm getting at, is where do we need to be on this? If we want the flexibility for the use of the money, realizing it's all part of our vote still, subject to our vote, how does that play out? I don't want to get caught up in the details as much as I just want to move it forward.
This is just to get RFPs. So
Yes.
This is just to send
Yeah.
people out to get bids. It's not
To do the
locking you into a contract.
Understand, I get that.
Yes, that's why I asked the question. I wanted to understand what essentially we were authorizing RFPs for. And I'm taking that to be the items that Dr. Outlaw listed on the list here. That's what we're approving with this motion.
So if anything was added, we would need to authorize an RFP for that added item.
I would agree with that.
Okay, so we're,
That would be the intent. These are the only projects
Yes.
that we're getting permission to go forward.
And if it exceeds the 3 million, then it will either be take a project off and/or they will come to us because we will not, this IEPA will not exceed 3 million.
Well, if anything changes, which is going to come back anyway.
Okay, any other discussion,
No.
questions?
Good.
Okay, all those in favor say yes?
Yes.
Those opposed say no? Okay, motion passes. Okay, citizens' comments, I don't have anything. I don't have anything. Okay, I need a motion to go to closed session for negotiations and attorney-client privilege documents.
move the Brandon Board of Education enter a closed session for the purpose of discussing negotiations and an attorney-client privilege document. Support.
Okay. Okay, we'll go to closed session, and thank you, everybody, for coming, and we'll see you maybe next month.